You said you're a God-fearing man. You're a godly man, right?
Yes,
you probably went to church growing up like most of us out here, right? All right. All right, so what color is Christ? Yes, sir.
I feel like anybody has a belief in it, it should be no color.
That's how we know you've been discontinued from your heritage. What? Watch this. Hold that. You know what I want, bro. You know what I want. Because we're going to show you your inheritance. The inheritance is Christ look like you. Christ look like you, bro. Christ look like you. You feel me? All right? Christ look like you, Brother Joseph. Christ look like you. Because they give us this image. And this when we were discontinued and they beat us when we came off them ships and they made you shave your face and they forced you to eat pork and they slept with your foremothers and killed and dismembered your forefathers. This is what they gave you. This is why they mock us and say, if you want to hide something from a Negro, where you put it? In a book. This is why they mock us as a people today. Because, no, they know we smart. But what they did was they beat any sense of self-worth, self-pride. When they give you their education system, that's what they forced on us. We are brilliant people. So you said, because of what we learned from this, that Christ, if you believe in him, he shouldn't have a color, right? But according to the scripture, what color is he? He's black. Christ is a black man. So what we out here doing is trying to teach our people our nationality, all right? So if you had to fill out a job application, right? And I'm sure you have. What do you put on a job application, nationality-wise?
I'll tell you right now, they have the checkbox on it, so they have
other. You put other?
No, I'm saying, I put African-American.
You put African-American?
That's what they call us.
That's what they call us. So what are we, or who are we? Man. Isaiah 1 and 3, real quick. Hold that. Isaiah chapter 1, verse 3. I got you. So who are we?
I'm a man of God.
You're a man of God, all right? All right, so how do you know that you're a man of God?
My belief.
Your belief system.
Ain't nobody got to believe me about nothing.
Okay, so let me ask you another question. Where do we learn our belief system from?
You gotta do your homework.
That's fine, but typically, where do we learn our belief system? Your mom or your aunt, so on and so forth. Your elders. Okay. Listen to this, because you said you don't know ultimately, right? You check because that's what they give us, right? All right, read. Watch this.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner.
So God is going to compare the nation of Israel. And we're going to show you today that you are an Israelite according to the Bible. Because when we came into slavery, what happened to us?
We got whipped.
We got whipped, we got beat.
We got mistreated, everything like
right,
that.
and what got whipped or beat out of us? Jeremiah 17:4.
I feel like power. People try to become from.
Okay. Knowledge is power, right?
Yeah.
Knowledge is power, right? So that's what we've lost. We've lost knowledge of self. We don't know who we are because the power is knowing who you are. Brother Joseph, you believe that? You understand that? All right, Brother Caleb, watch this. Because what do we say got beat out of us during slavery? Watch this. The Bible is going to prophesy. Read.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 4.
Brother Joseph, you still with me? All praises, all praises.
And thou, even thyself.
So he's talking to Israel. He said, thou, even thyself. He's speaking to Jeremiah. Listen what the Bible prophesies is going to happen. Read.
And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thy heritage.
So do you know what a heritage is?
Your ancestors.
Okay, yeah.
Say it again.
Yeah.
Your ancestors.
Your ancestors or an inheritance.
Yeah.
So part of our inheritance is God's statutes, laws, and commandments. The fact that he chose us. The eternal rulership, dominion, all right? Power with God. Israel means a prince that has power with God. You're an Israelite. The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we have power with God, all right?
That's right.
So what does it mean to discontinue?
Not being connected.
Not being connected? Another word, what you got, Brother Joseph? Another word for discontinue.
Distracted.
Distracted, what you got? How about cut off? If I say, hey, Little Caesars is going to discontinue its pepperoni pizza, what's that mean?
You
can't get it no more. So read it again.
And thou, even thyself.
So the nation of Israel, you, Brother Caleb, you, Brother Joseph, read.
Shall discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee.
So the heritage that he gave us is his law, statutes, and commandments. We were cut off as a people from that. And now we're going to show you how we know that we are Israel according to the Bible, all right? Watch this. Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 15. Because you said you're a God-fearing man. You're a godly man, right?
Yes, sir.
You probably went to church growing up like most of us out here, right? All right, so what color is Christ?
What color is Christ?
Yes, sir.
I feel like anybody has a belief in it, it should be no color.
That's how we know you've been discontinued from your heritage.
That's right.
Watch this. Hold that. You know what I want, bro. You know what I want. Because we're going to show you your inheritance. The inheritance is Christ look like you.
Tell me something.
Christ look like you, bro. look like you. You feel me? All right? Christ look like you, Brother Joseph. Christ look like you. Because they give us this image. And this, when we were discontinued and they beat us, when we came off them ships and they made you shave your face and they forced you to eat pork and they slept with your foremothers and killed and dismembered your forefathers, this is what they gave you. They made you look at him like God. When Christ actually, listen close to the scripture, Revelation 1:1.
Listen to the book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 1.
Revelation means to reveal. You with me, right? Watch this.
The revelation of Jesus Christ.
And this is why they mock us and say, if you want to hide something from a Negro, where you put it? In a book. This is why they mock us as a people today. Because no, they know we smart. But what they did was they beat any sense of self-worth, self-pride. When they give you their education systems, that's what they forced on us. We are brilliant people. All right, listen close.
To shew unto his servants things which must surely come to pass.
So this is the revelation of Jesus Christ. We are God's servants. All right, go to verse 14.
His head and his hairs was white like wool.
So what you said you believe if you believe in Jesus, then he shouldn't have no color.
It ain't about belief. They about saying like that how you walk with your life.
Brother Caleb, but Jesus walked the earth, right? Like I'm watching, you got 2 feet and he got 2 feet. Right. You walking the earth, Brother Caleb. That's so I can look at Caleb and go, Caleb would be called a black man today. Caleb had woolly locks, dreadlocks, all right, no beard, little beard, so on and so forth. Kansas City Chiefs shirt. That's what I can see and identify when I see you, right? Jump up to verse 13. Watch this. This is what John the Revelator did. Listen close.
13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, verse 12, and I turned to see the voice that spake with me.
So John turned to see who was talking to him because there was a man speaking with him, right? Now, mind you, we just said this is the revelation or revealing of Jesus Christ, correct? Now we jump down 1 verse to 14.
His head and his hairs was white like wool.
So John turns around and he looks and he goes, Jesus Christ, his head, the hairs on his head and the hairs on his face were white like what?
White like wool.
So wool is a what? It's a texture. It's a texture. You go to the barbershop. When they cut our hair, what you see on the ground? You see the hair on the ground, it looks like a sheep has been sheared. You feel what I'm saying? It looks the same way. So he said his hairs and his head and his hairs were white like wool, correct? Who has woolly hair on the face of the earth? Brother Joseph. Jesus on the face of this earth today. Christ ain't on the earth right now.
80% of the population.
At what population? If I look at a so-called white man, would you say he got hair like yours?
What club was that at?
Admit that a lot of people don't even realize they.
I've called her. She hasn't responded. I've called her more than a few times.
But the Zulu nation, I'm like, what the hell is this? I know nobody know what I'm talking about. You'll leave me on the island by myself. I don't know what the hell Bishop's talking about. That's what y'all do. Then after class, yeah, I knew what you were talking about. I just didn't want to be caught out there. The hell is this? Get on my damn nerves. So read that again, 31.
You said hell no, so I want you to think about it. Woolly hair is what type of hair, Caleb? Say it. Black people hair.
That's right.
So again, Christ walked the earth. He was in Israel, which was connected to Africa. Israel was a part of Africa. As you look at this map right here, look right here. Come over here, look at this map. As you see here, Israel.
Let me come on, boy, real quick. He over there waiting.
I got you. Hold on, watch this. Watch this. This is the best news. I got you. Hold on, real quick. Israel is connected to Africa. You see Cairo, that's Egypt. That's where Israel walked from, all right? They walked from Egypt. But let's get this verse real quick. Watch this.
His head and his hairs was white like wool, as white as snow.
So his hairs was white. Joseph, you with me, right? His hair was white. His hair was white, Caleb. You already said he had Negro, quote unquote, Negro type hair. All right, watch this.
And his eyes was as a flame of fire, and his feet like...
Now he's to his feet. Now, if you didn't have socks on right now, I could see the top of your feet, right, Caleb? So he looks at his hair. He like, well, he got Negro type hair. Now he look down at his feet and go, read.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
So what color is brass, Caleb? This is color, but what color is brass if we had to compare it to something today? It's brown. It's brown, right? So he had Negro hair with brown skin. It's safe to say Christ was a what? He was a black man. Read.
As if they burned in a furnace.
So not only was his feet brown, but they was dark brown like it burned in a furnace. If I take your gray or your white socks right now, and I put them in a furnace and I burn them, they're burned. They're burned up. You take them out, what color they gonna be?
Black.
They're gonna be, you said Chris black, but they're gonna be black nonetheless, right? So you said, because of what we learned from this, that Christ, if you believe in him, he shouldn't have a color, right? But according to the scripture, what color is he? He's black. Christ is a black man. All right, Christ is a black man. Now watch this. Why didn't you know that? Deuteronomy 28.
I ain't gonna lie. When I was growing up, I ain't gonna lie. Okay. When I grew up, my parents moved me out into the suburbs and give me a better life and everything like that. You know how the people give you conspiracy theory about how science is and everything like that, how the world and the moon was created and shit like that. But when the first day happened, when the God somebody gave him the light, and you know what I'm saying, all the animals and all the...
Okay, let me ask you a question.
You know what I'm saying? I believe that for me...
All right. No, you good. Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? What I believe is that, what I'm saying, what he told us and everything like that is about how you said.
Okay.
How he was bronze,
So,
how he was wool.
all right, I got you. Watch this, Caleb. So all the science and all that deep stuff,
Yeah.
that's on another level.
And that's
But first and foremost, you got to know who you are.
That's right.
Hold that Proverbs 29 and 18. Because this is an important thing for us out here in these communities. We don't know who we are, again, because this is what we were taught. We were taught that a man like this is your God. A man that beat your forefathers is going to come back and save you one day. Have you ever seen a white man come back and save us?
Wake them up.
All they've done is systematically destroy us. Whether it be from food, whether it be from economics, whether it be from school. They've systematically oppressed and destroyed us as a people, Caleb. You understand that, right? So listen to this. Read.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 29 and verse 18. Where there is no vision, the people perish.
That's Deuteronomy 28:15. Because we don't have no vision, we don't know who we are, and we die because of that. Who's the number one in the murder rates?
Black people.
Black people. Who's killing somebody that look like them every day?
Black on black crime.
Who's aborting millions of babies every day?
People that don't want their kids.
It's black women. Black women. Why? Because us as men, typically, we're not keeping the commandments of God. We're not making them honest women. We're making whores out of our sisters, which is against God's law. So again, because we don't have the vision and understand who we are, the people perish. It starts with us men. Then the women, they perish. And the children perish. But watch this. Deuteronomy 28:15. Read.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So Moses is speaking to the Israelites, which the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we are the Israelites according to the Bible. That's the world's best kept secret. Watch this. Hold on. Let me finish this out, Caleb. Christ was a black man, right? Christ was an Israelite, right? The Bible prophesied that the Israelites will be scattered across the earth. Now watch this. Deuteronomy 28:15. Read it again.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
So if you don't listen to God's commandments, read.
to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So is curse good or bad? We're going to jump to the end of the chapter. Is curse good or bad, bro? Go ahead, bro. You got to shoot it straight.
I feel like
It's cursed.
I feel like it's a way of life.
No, that's cursed. That's a cursed mentality.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? Jeremiah 6:16. Might be 19.
Define your curse. Like define your way of curse.
Go back to
Let me
Deuteronomy
hear it.
28.
Let me hear it again.
I'm going to show you my definition of curse. Go to verse 16. Read. Deuteronomy 28:15. God's going to show us the definition of curse. Actually, 68, and then we'll go back to 16. Read.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So you know about the Bible a little bit. What was the Israelites doing in Egypt?
Wake them up.
You remember Moses, the famous line they quote, they say, "Let my people go."
Yeah.
All right, look, you said it again. Say it again.
Let my people go.
Exactly. Why did he say that?
Bring it out.
I feel like they should never be.
Because
no
they were.
man should ever have power over another man.
Exactly. They were in captivity.
Yeah.
If I take you and I hold you captive and I put you in chains, that's captivity. So somebody gonna have to say, on Caleb's behalf, what? Let my people go. Exactly, right? So what's another word for Egypt is captivity or slavery or bondage, all right? Read what you got.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
So Egypt, the land of Egypt, Egypt means what?
Out of the house of bondage.
Out of the house of bondage. It ain't the house of God, it's the house of bondage. I did. Go back to Deuteronomy 28. So listen close. You said, what is a curse to me? I'm going to give you God's definition of a curse. Read. Yes, sir. Go to 28 and 1. So, is this us as a people, all right? So I'm going to read some blessings. So I want you to compare those blessings to a curse? Because you said, I feel like being cursed is a way of life. That's what you said, right? Now listen to these blessings. Read.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 1. Verse 2. And all these, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently.
So he said, if you do listen. When we got to 15, he said, if you don't listen, you'll be cursed. All right? Now he said, but if you do listen, read.
Hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments,
To keep his commandments, right? Read.
which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high, above
what?
set thee on high,
Read.
above all nations of the earth.
So, contrary to popular belief, God divided the nations. The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and the rest of the Israelites scattered around the world, we are the nation of Israel. So when you look at the so-called white man, they're a nation in themselves. When you look at the Arab man, they're a nation in themselves. And the Chinese man, they're a nation in themselves, right? So the question is, are we above those nations?
I feel like nobody should be above anybody.
That's not the question. The question is, are we above those nations? No, not at all. So regardless of how we feel, what's our reality? It's cursed. You said it. Our reality is cursed. You feel what I'm saying? So now we got to get out of our feelings. And we got to hearken and do what God said, all right?
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is